Hey, Miss Peoples class. Good morning. My name is Erin Anthony, and I'm a writer. I have written for 3 newspapers, including our state paper, the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. And I'm here this morning to talk to you guys about brainstorming. Do you all know what brainstorming is? Everybody? All of you? I hope so. It's a quick way of gathering information, and it's very important that you learn to brainstorm before you write. Since I work at a newspaper, we use a lot of brainstorming to come up with ideas for stories we write about every day. And basically, how that works is we sit down together, and one person will stand in the front of the room and write our ideas on the board. So that person, they stand in front like your teacher does, and they just record whatever anybody says they think is a good idea. And we don't hold back anything. Even if we think it's not the best idea we could think of, we'll say it anyway, because sometimes you go back and you look at something you thought of again and you think, maybe that's better than I thought it was at first. So, we just give all our ideas, however good or bad they are. And then at the end, we read back over the board and we take the very best ideas and we develop those into the stories that you see in the paper every day. How I've been thinking about something you might brainstorm about and just come up with ideas really quickly while you're thinking through it. And I thought about one way we use to brainstorm, which is called mapping. And it's kind of like a bunch of little thought bubbles. When you read cartoons sometimes or the funny strip in the paper, that they'll have little drawings with thought bubbles over their head. It's almost like a thought bubble. So if you wanted to use mapping to brainstorm, you would come up with an idea first. Like maybe you would want to form a band with your friends. So your big idea would be to form a band. This might be backwards in the camera, so I hope you can read that. So you'd write that down in the very middle, and then you would think, well, the biggest thing we might need to form a band would be instruments. So the second thing you might think about is how you would get instruments. And I came up with 2 ideas. You could probably come up with a lot more, huh? The first one was you might make your own instruments. And the second one all the way over here connected is you might buy instruments. So then you might think about, okay, well, if I make my own instruments, what would I use to make them? How would that work? So you brainstorm those ideas and you think, did your mom use dry beans to cook? My mom did when I was growing up. And dry beans rattle in a cup or something like that. So you might think, well, instead of a tambourine, I could put dry beans in a cup and we could shake those and we could have a little rhythm. Or you might think, hey, we could use my pencils as drumsticks. That would be 2 good ideas for how you could make your own instruments. But then we had another way of getting instruments, which is buying instruments. So if you're brainstorming how to buy instruments, how to have extra money, then you might think, I could do extra chores for my parents, and maybe I could earn some money to buy an instrument eventually if I saved it. Or you might be really crafty. There might be something you could make and maybe sell to earn money to buy instruments. But that's one idea of how to map out your brainstorming. You kind of draw a picture of how you would do something. So anyway, I really hope that you're learning a lot this week and you understand how important it is to learn to be a good brainstormer. I just wish you a lot of good luck, and I hope you enjoy your class because your teacher is my favorite aunt. So anyway, thanks for listening to me, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it and you can make some really good maps maybe if you want to practice. Take care. Bye.